First opened in 2017. Here's a look inside the one-of-a-kind setting for football. That is Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, the home of the Falcons. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Atlanta Falcons.
Zane Gonzalez set to kick off.
Mike Tirico, Greg Olson on hand, Zane Gonzalez to get things started. Off we go from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll run it for the first time with Chase Brown. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line.
It's a gain of 20.
Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a first down.
It's a gain of 20. First
Here we go.
Bengals.
Play action now. It's Burrow. He's got the hookup to Mike Gesicki. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
19 yards.
How about this sequence to start the drive? Back-to-back good gains, 19 for this one.
19 yards.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They go play action for Burrow. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
Here's Brown. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
And that's going to run out of steam. It comes up short. No good. And this will remain a scoreless ball game.
And this is tough here on the opening drive because sometimes when you miss one early, We've seen head coaches change how they approach fourth down situations. Is he going to get as many chances here? We're going to find out throughout the rest of the game.
Gonna throw right away. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A bit of a quick hitter here. And what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Penix. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. It's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
From the pistol, it's Carter. And he'll get this to the 43-yard line. Veteran Trey Hendrickson there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9.
Second and 9.
Here's Carter. He's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Jalen Phillips in on the stop.
A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. From the gun, here is Penix. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Done. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. Gonna get that complete to Jamar Chase. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. They'll have the first down. It's a gain of 28.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I'd expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
Here we go. Right it.
Now Brown. His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. It's going to be 3rd. They need 1.
Here we go. Hey, can. Stop.
Throwing is Burrow. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Burrow to throw for it on 4th down. And he's going to have a Bengals first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the Drive moving
yards.
and then some.
And the Bengals first down.
11.
Gain of 22 yards.
Here we go.
First down.
Now, Burrow. They'll set up the screen to Brown. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. A gain of 11, and it's first and goal.
Bengals first
I love the
down.
way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
And they'll stretch him out to the sideline, but he'll be taken down for a loss.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal.
A look to the end zone, and it's broken up. Incomplete. There was no space, no separation that time. That's going to bring it to third and goal.
11. Here we go. Can. Stop.
Looking out of the gun, Burrow. Passing right side, and Chase has it. And the drive stalls out as he's brought down. And the field goal unit likely to come on here on fourth and goal.
On two, ready?
Here we go. Offense still out there.
11,
It is fourth
Here we
and
go.
goal. That is incomplete. The defense coming up big in the red zone. It's a turnover on down.
Result of the play is a turnover on down.
A run to work. And he'll get two on this one before being taken down.
Brought down at his own 8-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Second down, they need 7.
Here we go. Set. Coconut, baby.
Now the first carry for Miles Sanders. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. On the run, here's Carter. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. Downfield, that's Perry. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Gain of 28 yards.
So we've come to the end of a fairly evenly played opening quarter. Nothing is the score. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for first and 10. Throwing is Penix. As they've got it with a first down coming up. And he's out of bounds on the pass play, but that's good for 8 yards.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
A carry. This is Carter. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
A loss of a yard.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Looking to throw, it's Penix. This one intercepted. And the Bengals will take over at their own 14-yard line.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
Gun. Cut. Ready. Raise up. Stop.
On the ground, it's Brown. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
The 18-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Here we go. 12. Ready.
Burrow. We'll find Brown out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. That one good for 26 yards.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
They get an even 20 on that one. And the Bengals going to have a first down.
First and 10.
Here we go.
37-yard line.
To throw is Burrow. Open left side is Gesicki. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Burrow fires quick to Higgins. And he's in. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Bengals. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. Evan McPherson now to kick the extra point. He's got it. And the Bengals will take a 7-0 lead.
Falcons, nothing.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Got it. Ready.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Ready.
They'll run here. It's Carter. And he works past the 40. Taken down after a gain of 7.
Cam Taylor-Britt on the tackle. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 2. Now Penix. He'll look underneath and find Carter. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Throw here going to be taken by London. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. A handoff as they try to run it here.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Here comes 3rd and 6.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Here's Penix. Now a screen set up for Carter. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down. Here's their punter now. He's on for the 2nd time. They're trying to get something inside the 10. And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Burrow now. He'll find Andre Yusupov. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
It's a gain of 28.
A pickup there of 28 yards.
12.
First down.
Gun.
A 28-yard gain.
A 1st down throw for Burrow.
First down.
He'll find Gesicki over the middle. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 16.
It's a gain of 16, and it's 2 nice plays to begin this drive.
First down.
Here we go.
16 yards.
11. 180.
First down, Bengals.
Wait, touch. 11 mighty. Touch.
On 1st down, Burrow. Pass left side is made by Higgins. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
The Falcons, 29-yard line.
Here we go.
To throw is Burrow. That is brought in at the 10. And he's in. What a try. Jamar Chase. And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half.
I'm wondering.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule, in fact, he did not get the football across the plane, the goal line. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Here we go. 11.
Brown.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Bengals. McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals move out on top, 14-0.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the 1st half. And the kickoff's coming their way. He'll start at the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Penix. He fires downfield for Pitts. That is hard. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. So a big one there to start the drive. 54 yards. So we are at halftime, and Greg and I will be back right after this. It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
23-yard line.
On first down, it's Penix. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. And it'll bring up second down. From the gun, it's Penix. Fires left sideline. That is complete. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
He'll get it inside the 20. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. 25 yards, the pickup there. First down, Atlanta.
First down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Let's go.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
And he'll play forward. Doesn't get a whole lot, but he got what he needed. It is first and goal coming up.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. Third and short, fourth and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Sanders will score! Touchdown, Atlanta! Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive, because they've still got some work to do.
Charlie Jones now to return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Cut!
On a carry here for Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Now second down throw for Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So the hope is, when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space, so when you put the ball on them early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it. The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 2, ready?
2nd and 10.
Let's get set. Cut.
Burrow to throw. They'll set up the screen to Brown. That one way too slow in developing. They rally to the ball, they get the man, and it's no good.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9.
11. Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Working out of the gun, Burrow. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Here we go. Stop.
Burrow throwing on 4th down. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Going to give the ball over on down.
It's a turnover on down.
And that is just a bad time for a mental mistake. You have to secure that ball before you worry about turning upfield. You know it's 4th down. You know where the marker is. You've got to make that catch and keep this drive alive.
Hawk 7. Hawk 70. Back. Let's go.
They'll throw on 1st down with Penix. He fires downfield for Pitts. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
Half the 60. Half the 60.
On 2nd down, here's Penix. For the left side, he gets back to Mooney. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
And 9.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Third and 9.
Half the 60. Half the 60. Here we go. Here we go. Cougar 19.
From the gun, here is Penix. Left side in the hands of London. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a 1st down to go with it.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
They'll run with Sanders. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Viking 18.
He'll keep it on the ground with Sanders. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
He was brought down by Jordan Battle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 16-yard line.
2nd and 5.
Cowboy 80. Ready, ready.
They're going to go play action with Penix. The second down throw is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
On the set.
Third down, they need 5.
Set up. Set go.
They'll try to get this one on the ground.
Number 38, the ball carrier. Jalen Phillips on the tackle. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
Zane Gonzalez on to try the field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. The Gonzalez kick is good. And the Falcons are back within 4 at 14-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Wow, they are hitting now. Been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on that return. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll run here with Brown. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13.
Here we go. Wide 80.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll look underneath here for Brown. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this 3rd quarter.
On fire, ready?
Fourth quarter gets underway, and it's a run by Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, Bengals.
They'll stay on the ground. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Going to get a stoppage here. We have an injured Bengal on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Burrow. Open left side is Gesicki. And he's out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal for the moment. There is a flag on the field. This one is coming back.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Burrow. That's into the hands of Yosibach. And that'll help a bit. They're still well short of the sticks. A solid pickup on that 1st down play.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on 1st down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable 2nd down.
That'll be swung out wide to Brooks. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
From
8.
the 25, here's 2nd and 8.
11. Here we go. Can.
Now, Burrow. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play.
On the move at the 14-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Wide 80.
On 1st and 10, here's Brooks. 2nd and a yard.
Here we go, here we go.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati. At his 2nd touchdown of the game. Numbers 11 and 12 on the season.
Falcons 10. Evan McPherson.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
35-yard line.
And the lefty Penix on 1st down. Moving to his left. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's out of bounds, but they're going to spot this inside the 25.
44 yards.
A big play and a much-needed one as well. A pickup of 44 yards.
21-yard line.
Throwing now, Penix on 1st down. With the man, he's got it. It's London. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and
So they have
3.
these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
The Falcons.
A pickup of 10, and it's going to set up first and goal.
at the 8-yard line.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
On play action, Penix. That is hard. What a job on the scramble. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown Falcons. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year.
The Falcons will line up.
Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. And that is incomplete. 2-point conversion attempt winds up being unsuccessful.
Falcons 16.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. Williams now to return. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there.
Their own 25-yard line.
A run with Brooks to begin this drive. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8.
11, 11, 11, 11.
3rd and 3.
He'll get this out wide. He'll get out of bounds. A gain of 8. And that's going to be good enough for a 1st down.
That's good for a Bengals 1st down.
Gun.
8-yard pickup.
To throw is Burrow. Passing right side, and Chase has it. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. The break the hurdle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down.
They go play action for Burrow. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37.
Here we go.
On the handoff, this is Brooks. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. The defense uses its second timeout here, and don't forget, clock to the stop when we hit the 2-minute warning as well.
11 mighty. Here we go.
Again, it is Eo-Matic only about 3, so it will bring up third down. And third and final timeout taken by the defense, so the 2-minute warning, the only clock stoppage they have left.
Here we go.
Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. Open man left side. He's got it. And they're in business now. He is